Welcome back to Metroid Zero Mission. Today we are going to find out why this game is called Metroid Zero Mission. So, let's get a move on, Samus, because we've got an objective to complete. You see, Metroids are going to be the things we run into first, although these space pirates kind of ran into them before we did, and they didn't do so well. I mean, honestly, Metroids are just the life of the party here on Zebes, basically. Only problem is, the way they got to be the life of that party was by draining the life out of everything else they come into contact with. Samus would be one of those things if they were to latch onto us. We're not going to let that happen. But if they do, you have to go into Morph Ball form and then drop bombs, and just as the bombs are about to explode, roll to the sides to make sure that you can shake them free. To take out one of these things, you must freeze it with the Ice Beam first, and then you can either pump 5 missiles normally, or 1 super right into them. I don't recommend going crazy with the super missiles, because we're going to want those for a boss fight coming up at the end of all this section. And there are quite a few Metroids to take out anyway. And besides, we've got so many regular missiles, might as well put them to good use. The funny thing about them here is that in the original NES Metroid, you do not have to fight directly a single one. You can just run to the doors and shoot those open with missiles. But here, you are forced to take them out. I kind of like that strategy more. So in other words, Zero Mission handles the whole Tourian deal a lot better to me. Just gonna say that now. These space pirates, they did not know what they were getting themselves into. Thankfully, we do. It's kind of a little unnerving, because the one thing you want to make sure you do in this section is not run ahead. Samus can take on 1, maybe 2 of these things at a time, but if you start spawning all of them in, you're just going to have some major problems. But we're already coming up on the last room here with them, and you'll want to break open the floor because they're all trapped beneath. Don't stand in the middle there, or you're going to spawn 4 of them, and that would be a little bit of a problem for Samus. Again, she can handle a couple at most, because the Metroids themselves only stay frozen for a few seconds at most. Otherwise, you just have to keep refreezing them, and you know, it gets a little harder when you've got to micromanage multiple ones. But with this last one coming up here, bye-bye Metroids, and on to Mother Brain. So long, space pirates. You guys are kind of fools. This area is a great place to stock up on missiles and whatnot if you need them. But once you get past, it is time to take on the boss, and it's an entire room. These gates take multiple missiles to destroy, and I'll say right now that if you don't hurry and destroy these gates, they'll slowly regenerate. So just focus your fire on them, even if you get hit once by the turrets or the Spaghetti-O cannons, for lack of a better term. I'm sure other people have called those Spaghetti-O cannons before. Fortunately, that is not Spaghetti-O juice right down below. That is lava, and that will hurt a lot. Once you get far enough in here, you are right at Mother Brain. Shoot her glass casing open, and then get ready to shoot her in the eye. That's when you want to use the super missiles. After you hit her with one, you want to immediately jump to the back block and then spin jump on over to the front again. If you get hit, she's going to go right into a pattern where she will keep shooting. It's when you don't get hit that you have the opportunity to hit her with a missile like so. Back, up and over before she fires. Once you get into a good rhythm, this fight goes really quickly. And it's over. But her destruction is going to cause the destruction of this entire place, so we need to get the heck out of here in a hurry. And we gotta be careful, because there are crumbly blocks all the way up. The only ones that won't evaporate on us are the ones with the diamonds on them. Those are sturdy. They will come back, the crumbling ones anyway, but yeah, we need to hurry on up the shaft. If you do miss a jump, it is okay, because generally you can just fall straight down and you'll eventually land on another block you pass, like right here. Whoops! If we were playing on hard mode, this would be kind of, bummer because you only get 1 minute to do this escape sequence. When you reach this elevator in the original Metroid, the game's over. But we're not playing the original Metroid, so we need to get a move on back to that ship. At this point, though, there's not much to worry about other than just getting there. There are no enemies in the way, there's nothing to worry about. The smoke's just there, or the steam's just there for effect. It doesn't even push you back. Make sure you get a speed booster going right here, because you're going to have to tear through the blocks. And if we were playing on hard mode, this would have been a really close call. But we weren't. I win. Or do I? With Samus's power suit completely out of commission, that means she currently has no suit of armor to protect her, or zero suit. In this state, Samus is pretty much completely defenseless outside of her stun pistol. It will freeze enemies only when it's fully charged. Outside of that, though, she's not got much going for her. But yeah, if you wanted to know why this game is called Metroid Zero Mission, there you go. The Zero Suit Samus gameplay section is about ready to begin. As soon as we shoot that block. Now, do you ever get the feeling you're being watched by something, even though you just thoroughly annihilated the thing you were originally being watched by? No? Okay. This part of the game is a little different for Metroid because at this point we are pretty much defenseless and the space pirates could just flat out ruin us because every time they hit Samus they will take off an entire energy tank of health. Thankfully though, save points in this part of the game will fully restore your health, and if we ever get a suit back, they'll also restore our ammo. However, this presents a bit of a problem for us because if we can't fight the space pirates, we're going to need to do a little bit of a stealth section. Also, I like the little touch here on the screen that when you're in this part, the Samus's face is shown instead of her helmet. But yes, I will say right now, the first space pirate is intended to catch you because you barely have any window to hit him, and we're going to let him do that here. Because that shows you what happens. Some gates close and they start chasing after you. Make sure, you freeze these pirates when your stun pistol is fully charged. The idea in this part when they're chasing after you is to find a spot where they can't reach you. In this case, it's just crawling through the space. I kind of wish they would have done it where you have to go up there, because later on, if they spot us, they will start crawling through these spaces. Another thing that can set off the alarm system here are these tripwires up ahead. Don't run through those. Also, make sure you press jump while holding right after shooting these blocks to be able to do that wall jump, because that is a spot where you were meant to get caught again. It is very easy in this section to set off the alarms, so you've got to be very careful and pay close attention to your surroundings here. Case in point, once you run through this door, one of the blocks will crumble on you, so jump over the one right next to the gate that would close. I'm also doing a lot of wall jumping practice, because we're going to want to do that to take a few safe shortcuts. I will say that you can skip through a good deal of this. Wait a minute. First off, Those are bomb blocks. Notice how Samus' stun pistol can destroy those, but her arm cannon can't. Video game logic. That ship would be a good escape pod for us, but we're going to need to get a little stocked up. Here's our first big shortcut here, because you can shoot the leftmost block on the upper wall there and expose it, and that will allow you to get through. And we're going to show that I'm a little more skilled at wall jumping. I think I took a couple days off just to practice this for a little bit. Unfortunately, I didn't map my route as well, so I almost made a grave mistake by walking in there on that space pirate. No, you just want to keep on going down through the floor here. Be sure to grab the ledge on the left there. Again, this is one of those things that the first time you play, you're probably going to set off the alarm over and over again and be chased. It's not super dangerous, but again, these space pirates do a number on you health-wise. Obviously, the spotlights will get you going too. They're not too hard to get around, though. I find that to be the easiest part of this whole deal. Just gotta be careful where we go. I believe this next room coming up is one of the ones that always gives me trouble. You can take the lower route here and deal with crumbly blocks, and I did this before in a previous attempt, but got spotted by them. But I just rather show off my wall jumping ability and do my best to get around these tripwires as best I can. Unfortunately, I'm a goof. I really wish I wouldn't have set that one off, because now the fun begins of these darn space pirates, and they can do a number on you fast. Unfortunately, I'm going to let them do one. And even worse, I'm not going to be able to show off the other shortcut that I really wanted to. It's coming up in 2 rooms. You can shoot the highest block on the leftmost wall to get another skip coming up. So in other words, not this room, but the next one. I tried to shoot the wall and go... Well, actually, no, I didn't even try to shoot the wall, but I just completely botched it. So the bummer about this is, this room that I'm in now is very easy to get hit by these darn space pirates. Yeah, we're already down to just 3 hits left. Good news is there is a spot where we can hide coming up, and you must take it to make sure you're able to restore your health, because the thing is, if you go into a save room and the alarm's still going, you will not be able to save, and the space pirates will still be on your tail. Just hop on up here into the shade and just wait for the space pirate to pass. Once the alarm stops, though, everything's fine again. And thankfully, we have ourselves a save point. We're not going to save, but we are most certainly going to heal, because I can't believe I let that happen to me there. Sorry, Samus. Still, that saved us a lot of time, because now we're just a little bit away from ending this stealth section. It's kind of funny that this whole Zero Suit Samus thing became so iconic. I mean, I understand why that is. But at the same time, you know, it's only going to be a section that lasts for about 10-15 minutes at most for most people. Just got to watch out for the spotlights here. Again, not hard at all, just take your time, and that's really the theme of today's video. Just slowly go through, but at the same time, pay attention to your surroundings while you're doing it. The other obstruction we have to watch out for coming up are these little oh, by the way, do not shoot those blocks, or you will drop right down into a space pirate. If you're being chased at that point, though, you could have stood by the gate up top and shoot the wall. But yes, these little eye spotlights, if they catch you, once again, the alarms will go off. They'll start shooting at you, and space pirates will start showing up. You'll have to grab onto the wall, but notice how Samus's foot is exposed there. If they catch your foot there, yes, you are going to set off the alarms, and they'll also set them off if you jump right into them. Boy. Again, you are probably going to get caught 3 or 4 times here easily. Another not sequence break, but another spot that you can use to stave off the space pirates from finding you is right here on the wall. You can shoot that and then aim diagonally down at the one. Don't use the shady area that you just saw there, because the space pirate will wind up looping back around and he will get you. But once he leaves here, you're safe again. This part is really fast at times. when you get caught, and it makes it tense, and I love the music when you're being chased, and this current tension music that's playing right now. Even though the default stealth theme's pretty cool, too. It's just something fun. Ooh, hello, what is that? I thought we had everything we could get. Except for that question mark I always kept putting on the ends of these videos. Let's just go collect it. Or not. Aw, oh, come on. Oh, you jerk. Well, as much as I want to get my hands on that for Samus, we can't do it just yet. To be honest, without a suit of armor, it wouldn't do much good anyway. Thankfully, Samus is on her childhood stomping grounds, so to speak. And we are heading somewhere that is going to help her out very much so in her quest to get off this planet. Just be careful here. Again, you don't want to jump into that spotlight thing. I guess it's more of a search beam than a search light. Unfortunately, I do believe I am just really playing silly right now. This room's pretty hard to get through without getting spotted too. You have to time it just right when the pirates are turning around, or they will catch you on the way back. Still, we are going to be able to stop them from following us by freezing a couple here. Get the one right there as you enter the room, and then get the first one above you right as you're coming out of the bottom crawl space here. Kind of funny that they didn't spot you there. I wonder if that was not a glitch, but just one of those weird things. In any case here, just wait for them to turn around and run past. You gotta do this a few times. If you are on the run here, it's not the end of the world. You're just going to have to hurry on through as opposed to taking your time here. I will say that the blocks of this section, again, are able to be shot with a stun pistol. And if you're being chased on this last one, just shoot it and the entire bridge will give way. And once you're past that, the stealth section is over. That was about 10 minutes there. Pretty fun time. But we're still without a suit of armor. I think we should do something about that here, because we are coming up on another boss. But this one's a little different than other ones we've fought before, because it's not about doing a damage race, but it's instead, once again, about taking your time and analyzing what's going on. Let's get into it. Now, while I called this a boss, it's really more of a test than anything. Notice how that mural in the background has a power suit type item on it. And then notice how Samus disappears for a moment in that bubble and it turns into an insignia. You want to shoot it when the insignia is up and not Samus, because if you do hit it while Samus is on there, she will take an entire energy tank's worth of damage. When the mural in the background flashes, a bolt of lightning will come down on your head if you are not moving to the side. In the early going, this is pretty easy because the statue itself just moves in a circular pattern, but once you get 2, it will start to move in an arc-like pattern around the entire floor. After 3 hits, occasionally a lightning bolt will just, instead of striking down above your head, will instead come in the middle of the room. If it does that, you just saw it, it will spark around the entire floor there. Once you get the 4th hit in, you pass the test, and you are going to like your prize for winning. You know those unknown items we previously got? Well, guess what? You're about to know them and you're gonna love them, because the plasma beam will cut through space pirates like a hot knife through butter. The gravity suit will give us complete freedom of movement on the map. And the space jump here will allow us to do mid-air jumps from now on. You have to press A as you're on the way down. But yeah, we've got a fully powered up suit, and Samus is going to put it to good use. Next time we are going to begin our quest for 100%. It's going to take a little bit of time because there's still a lot of items to go. But I will say right now that I want to thank Cloud Jr. for pointing out that the 14 suit upgrades we got do count for 100%. So that makes sense because 86 items, 14 suit upgrades. That really puts us at 74% here. But I want to know what that last item is. Are we going to find out what it is? You bet. And it's coming at you next time. See you there.